Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I was going to do a pick a pile, but instead I think what I'm going to do is just an overall energetic reading for January. Because as I was sitting in like the pick a pile energy, it was just like not quite jiving. So then I was like, okay, should I do an overall reading? And I got a strong yes. So here we go. Should maybe turn the light off behind me, or I'm just gonna stay like this. Yeah, I'll block it. Okay. So card number 1. Card number 2, card number 3. Card number 3 is not supposed to come out. Alright. 3-card pull. I might feel drawn to a call forward or pull out more cards later on for clarity, but let's get started. So the first one is Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. Next is Divine Sunchild, Blessing of the Sun Falcon. And then the last one is Temple of Carnelian, Entering the Fierce Belly. So, okay. So January brings with it a lot of massive energy in the way, and I think we've probably all felt it by that full moon. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really dabble or play with this like full moon energy or anything along those lines for years. I just kind of thought it was like whatever, you know. I was like, yeah, it probably affects us to some extent, but like I didn't really put much merit into it until like the last, if I'm being honest, probably year. And it just rocked my socks. Like, it was undeniable energy. So I was like, I can't just keep pretending that the moon just, kind of pulls water around. Like, it's clearly affecting our emotions from many different standpoints, not just like the crazies out there, Or maybe I'm now a crazy and that's why it affects me. Anyway, maybe more on that later when I'm alone, not talking to Instagram. That could totally be a rabbit hole. So let's get back into it. Lady of the Stars and Divine Sunchild. So to me, this is indicating that we are in a space of high reflectivity, point of high reflection, and that we are also, it feels like we are nurturing our younger child, our pieces that maybe were brushed to the side or not tended to, or maybe we needed a little more consolidating in those bits. And January feels like it's bringing that space. So right now there's a lot of energy, it's feeling really intense, but if we were to take a step back, which I think we'll have that reprieve in the next week or so, but once we have a moment to take a step back and really evaluate it, we're going to notice that what's actually being triggered is our younger selves, like our child selves, not necessarily things that make sense to us, or we might not actually know where or how these patternings have shown up or why they're even there. But I think what's coming up, or what I'm feeling is coming up, is that we're going to start to see why certain patterns affect us, why certain people affect us, why certain patterns affect us, why certain situations affect us. It's all going to become very clear very soon. And then I'm seeing like 2 pathways. So you either have an option to then take that information, because it's going to feel so gross and gunky and weird, take that information and use it to your advantage to heal these childhood wounds and traumas, or you could also just sweep it under the rug until it mounts again, it builds up, and then offers you the opportunity to heal it in yourself. So healing is optional. I'm hearing kind of. So healing is kind of optional from the perspective of it will eventually catch up with you. And so for, I think, most people that are following me on here, you have a certain level of awareness and consciousness. So if you were to continue to suppress it, it's just going to mount into something worse, to a point where it's going to be more debilitating, and the expression of it or the energetic lesson that you would learn would be harder to crawl your way out of, because it had to be so big to shake up all the layers that you've put on top of it in order to suppress it. So if you have an opportunity to heal, which is what January is looking a lot like, now would be the time. And it would be the time to do it with a lot of kind of mothering energy, even though Capricorn is typically more of it is a masculine energy. The Cancer moon, that's all feminine, that's all love. So like use that to your advantage to do a lot of this healing work right now. A lot of work also around parents. So most of us are now adults that are on my page here. So we have to start looking at our parents from the perspective of they are truly just other human beings. They're no longer really under the same, or we no longer carry them with the same kind of context that we did or lens that we had on prior to when we were younger. And it's now time that we need to forgive them, especially our mothers. I think there's a lot of energy around healing mother wounds right now that needs to be sat with, and truly just sat with, and allow yourself to feel into the discomfort. And if you're a mother yourself, where maybe that's showing up with your relationship with your children as well. So this month is a big month for healing. It's a huge month energy-wise. It's palpable. It's even like it's been, 3-4 days since the full moon, and people are still driving wily out there. Like people are still on edge. It's palpable energy right now. So take the time to really ground yourself and engage with those sore parts or the inner child aspect of yourself that needs a little more healing and love. February, I think, is going to bring a lot more reprieve than what's going to come in the next week or so, but know that the space that you are given that will be coming soon is going to help more so with the integration aspect of things. So, and the last card I pulled just to kind of give clarity is the High Priestess. Mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. So as we deep dive into this work a little bit more, a lot of these mysteries or maybe stories that have been told to you, or stories you've created in yourself about your family life, your parents, their dynamic even, or how you were treated. I'm getting information so fast, I'm having a hard time speaking it out. But some stuff's going to come to light. It's going to make sense of a lot of things. You're going to feel more comfortable in your next steps forward. So be open to that. Be ready for it. And it may not always come in a pretty package, but I promise you that how it shakes out is going to be relieving. And absolutely shifting. Like you're going to be moving into a higher state of your awareness, a higher state of self, and gifts, abilities, things that have been forgotten, and I mean like forgotten when you came onto this earth, this life cycle, are going to start showing themselves in a really big way. So if that hasn't already started to happen, bank on this healing the inner child of this life cycle to bring forward past gifts from other cycles. So anyway, hope you guys are having a wonderful new year so far. And as always, I'm sending an immense amount of love. Have a great day, guys.